With divorce rates in this country hovering at about 50% for first-time marriages, money issues and infidelity may seem like the reasons why so many married couples split up. But psychologist Dr. Carmen Harra says the bottom line is we're just not choosing the right partners, perhaps. And this morning, she's breaking down an ancient formula that increases the odds of a happy and healthy relationship.
We marry for wrong reason many times. We just go by, oh, I like him, he's attractive, he's Mr. Wonderful. I just want to get married because I felt chemistry. But that's not it. And then we discover through the course of time a totally different person because he displays things that we haven't seen, we're not aware at the beginning.
And in the beginning, says intuitive psychologist Dr. Carmen Harra, there were numbers, a code assigned to each of us at birth. Numerology, the science of numbers, combined with psychology, is the essence of her book. +1, the numerology of relationships.
By putting this together, you help somebody understand themselves psychologically, energetically, emotionally. So somebody who knows the divine code, they know their human archetype. And a human archetype is the way you display your personality traits, your skills, your abilities, your weaknesses, your capacity to love, your capacity to commit. There are 9 archetypes, and the book actually shows the level of compatibility. So the book not only defines what an archetype is all about and what kind of an emotion are associated with your archetype, but it also gives you a display of all levels of compatibility. Like if you're a number 1, who are you compatible? Who are you not compatible? If you get in a relationship that is a compromise, what do you need to do?
It's an ancient art with modern-day applications, a preordained life path, she says, based on basic human archetypes, from the introvert to the realist to the free spirit and the independent. That's Marella and Lynn.
We've been together 24 years, so that takes lots of understanding and compromise.
It's something this couple didn't always have. She, an independent number 1, devoted to her work in real estate, leaving Lynn, a number 5, a free spirit, resentful.
Definitely, because, she works sometimes 10, 12, 14 hours a day, and 7 days a week sometimes. Lots of time I go on a business trip, and because of her business engagement, she cannot make it, so I had to go along, which I didn't like it.
I had my frustrations with him. He's a free spirit. So once you are in a relationship, to understand the free spirit, it's not that simple. You want that person to be your shadow.
Their marriage was carrying a lot of negatives when they discovered numerology. But what they discovered was their life paths didn't add up.
They're not in the compatible relationship type. They're in a difficult relationship. And people can be in difficult relationship, but they can choose to work it out or they can choose to let go.
Free will, human nature, she says, can alter that equation.
But if you have awareness, if you have knowledge of yourself, which a lot of people don't have knowledge about them in a psychological way, they're not aware how they react and they question, why did I get married so much? Why can't I stay in a relationship? Where is the explanation? The book gives you an explanation, gives you the free will to work on yourself or not to work on yourself.
Well, the reality sounds a little complex, but the formula is actually pretty simple. You're just going to add together the numbers that make up your birth date. We're using Rafael Miranda's as an example. He was born April 26, 1977. Now, all the numbers combined have to give us a single digit between 1 and 9, so follow along. We've got the 0 and the 4 brings us a 4. For the 26, 2 and 6 is an 8. And for 1977, 1 and 9 is 10, 7 is 17, and 7 is 24. But we're going to add that 2 and the 4 and gives us a 6. The next step, we're going to add these 3 numbers together. So 4 plus 8 plus 6 equals 18. Again, double digits. So we're going to break that down and add the 1 and the 8. And that gives us a 9. Rafael Miranda, like me, is a 9, a humanitarian who is generous and well-balanced. Well, critics will tell you that the science just doesn't back up these numbers. But Dr. Harra says numbers are universal and numbers don't lie.
You actually cannot see the world without numbers. You don't have a birthday, you don't have a social security, you don't have a bank account, you don't have the stock market. So think that way, the power of numbers influencing life overall for more than 2,500 years.
What is different now, Lynn, with how you and Mirela interact in your relationship?
Well, I compromise. I understand her. So in a way, I understand why she devotes so much energy and time into her business. That make the life more ease and peaceful.
For me, definitely, it made, I could say, a life-changing situation, because I think totally different right now, and I'm much more relaxed than before. I'm not so much into arguments or frustration of trying to understand him.
It's all becoming aware of how you will navigate through life itself, and most likely, how can you build that fulfilling relationship in which you don't have to struggle, you don't have to argue, you accept each other, and you cooperate, you communicate, you display the best of your emotions, so a relationship brings the best in you to the surface, not the worst in you.
And says this couple, now looking forward to year number 25 together.
Once you have this understanding, you see things differently in life. We are very grateful to be here and share our story. Hopefully this will change other people's lives too.
Even if it doesn't change your life, it gives you an insight, just something else to think about, folks. We're not trying to steer you one way or another, but it worked. She got my number. I'll tell you that.
I think it's an interesting concept for folks that know what they want. If you know you want a relationship, it allows people to approach them in a little bit more of a strategic way. Mm-hmm. So I think it's an interesting.
A lot of people are asking me about it, I'll tell you that. And so it's good to, explore other options.